Grab the fuel nozzle and get ready to fuel up on trends and strategies to grow your travel center business in this episode of The Truck Stops Here, brought to you by NATSO. Now, here's your host, Amy Toner.
Hello, and welcome to today's episode of The Truck Stops Here. I'm your host, Amy Toner. You are listening to NATSO's podcast, The Truck Stops Here. NATSO is the National Trade Association for Truck Stops, and our mission is to advance the success of truck stops and travel centers. And this podcast is just one of the many ways that we do that. Today, we're joined by new NATSO Board member, Raina Shoemaker. She co-owns and operates Shoemaker's Travel Centers in Lincoln, Nebraska. Hey, Raina.
Hi.
Can you start by just telling us about Shoemaker's?
Yeah, we are located in Lincoln, Nebraska, off Interstate 80, exit 395. And then we have another smaller location that's just off one of the highways here, Highway 77. But we started in 1952. I'm actually the fourth generation truck stop operator. So it was my great grandfather that started in California, and we've landed here in Lincoln. So, but that's about the main basic I have for you.
When you walk in, you have all those unique decorations. You have like the big mural, right? And then you have all the nostalgia. Yeah,
the petroleum memorabilia, if you will. So we've got everything. So the murals we have in both locations, and they represent pictures of our the highways they're off of. So Highway 6 is our Westo location, and it's got pictures of different landmarks from all across Highway 6. And then, we've got lots of petroleum memorabilia of all different, from oil cans to gas pumps to we have a 1960 Cushman, so all different kind of things to look at. And there's always something I don't think you could find it all in one day if you tried. So
you guys change it out, or is it more, are you always looking for more?
Always looking for more. But the thing is, my grandfather collected a lot of this for not a lot of money, because it was back in the day when it wasn't worth it. No one knew that this was that cool. And so nowadays it's kind of hard because it is expensive to find old things. So the latest thing I found, it was a game day, a Husker game day, and I was down tailgating, and this guy had a mobile gas topper that was from an old gas pump. And I said, I'll give you $20 for that. And so that was Dave's, one of his birthday presents. And he said, don't try anymore. That's the best gift you could get. So, I don't try anymore. Yeah. That worked for me.
Yeah, that's good. Okay. I was going to ask what makes Shoemaker's unique. And when I ask that, I mean more than just, what's in it, but the culture, and it's such a really special place.
It is, and it's difficult. It's always difficult to describe, the truck stop business in general, let alone our individual places and things. So I was thinking about that. One of the things that I think makes us unique from like an employment perspective and customer side is that we're here every day. So there's, I'm always on site. I'm always there. I know a bunch of my regulars and all of those things. So any issues or compliments or anything like that that's happening, you get right to us. So we have drivers that walk back on our lunch and say, there was a crazy driver driving out there, and I want you to do something about it. So I think that makes us unique, that we're always here and available. So you don't find that often in a lot of places. So, but other than that, I really do think, people know us for our different memorabilia. We have a tow truck out front that people call Mater because it looks like Mater from Cars. So, and so I kind of love that, because our two locations in New Mexico and California before this it's kind of a Radiator Springs story of that moving, the interstate went around us and we had to move. So I kind of like that idea that we're a little Cars related, even though Disney probably doesn't. But I don't know, there's just a lot of different unique things here. I think one of the things is we have, I was trying to do the math. I have 45% of my staff's been around for long term. So that's anywhere between over 4 years. And then our longest term employee is 38 years. So we have lots of people that stick around and care. They have a lot of heart into this. So it's not just me, just the three of us trying to make it work. It is everybody. So I like that we're a family atmosphere, with just my brother and dad and I, but also the entire place seems like a family.
Did you start right out of college, or did you do something else?
I did right out of college. But before that, I didn't go to college right away. So I ran a host stand at one of the busy restaurants in town. So I had 10 to 15 employees underneath me there, and that's where I learned to manage. And one of my first jobs was waitressing in the truck stop. So I got right into it as a kid and knew all those things too. So, and that was always the fun. I always laugh my coworker when they didn't have daycare or things. I'd come sit with her for the day. And so now she's actually my coworker. And I say, well, you've worked with me my entire life. So it's funny things.
When I think of Shoemakers and you in particular, I really think about employee culture. I feel like that's a big, important thing to you. Tell me about it, what you think about it and how you...
I mean, part of the basis of employee culture to me is that I work here every day. I want them to enjoy their job because I want to enjoy my job. So as much as we have work to do and, not every part of a truck stop's glamorous, that's for sure. But, we'll have fun doing it, laugh about it, have fun and make it something worth it while you're there and stuff. So, and I think my employees embody that. You can hear, I have to call up sometimes and say, you're laughing too loud. I can hear you from my office. So, but I love it, and I'd rather, and you hear the drivers come in and, we flip them crap like you regularly would, and that's what they want. So they want that kind of family atmosphere. It's funny training new cashiers on the gas side. People want regular customer service where you are very kind and things. And then on the diesel side, they don't want that. They want it to be like they're walking in their family home or something like that. So
that's really funny. When you hire cashiers, do you like, okay, you're a gas person, from their personality? Or?
It depends. I mean, that's kind of the level. We train them both. So you start on the gas side, it's easier because diesel just has a lot more to it. But we'll train them both. But they definitely do find their homes of who likes to be on one side or the other. And you can find the staff that likes to joke a lot more and have more fun in those kind of things. Well, okay, let's do that over. I don't mean to have more fun, but sorry.
I was just going to ask how you think the pandemic has changed your business. I know it's a surprise question.
Every way. It's changed in every way and it hasn't. So that's kind of the thing is that when I look at the day to day, really, I've thought about that because my staff, I thought about the ways in which their lives changed and it didn't. We went to work every day. There was never any sort of shutdown that we had. My restaurant did shut down for a while, but I had staff come to work every day there. They cleaned with toothbrushes and did all of those things. So, but it's been interesting. I think we adjusted pretty well after the first wave was kind of crazy of figuring out people in masks and gloves and how to sanitize, where to sanitize and all of those things. But once it's, started rolling, we kind of got our jive and knew what to do as things came and went. So, but it's been, as for, the trucks keep coming, so they never stopped either. So it was an interesting times, but I was happy to be there for them. We were one of the only restaurants open on I-80 at one point, and that's always made me proud because I want to feed drivers. It's so important to me and that they get everything they need. Cause I don't think people recognize that you can't take a semi through a drive-through. There's not very many places you can fit it in a parking lot. You can't do those things. So I think that us being able to provide what they needed in a scary time I'm proud of that. So.
Absolutely. Okay. What are you looking to do in the future? What are your future investment plans?
Right now we're kind of focusing on just upgrading all the technology and making sure everything kind of is, runs as smooth as it can here. And then I really hope to own more truck stops as we go. I don't necessarily have a particular plan of where they will be or anything like that, but that is definitely one of my bigger goals. And we're working on developing the land next door. So there's all sorts of fun little things going on all the time. So I don't think it ever stops, really.
I know. What technology are you upgrading?
This recent thing we did was it's a cash recycler. So we no longer count our money. A machine does. And then it gives my cashiers their drawers and they feed the money in at the end of the day. And it was before that we were having them count their money twice. And then it came back to the offices and we probably count it 3 times before we were all done. So this has cut down hours of labor already. So that's the latest thing we did. And I've learned with staff is that you have to change slowly, let them know it's happening. They don't like it. It doesn't matter if it makes their job better. So they are coming around to this one because it gets my cashiers out of there. They were probably spending up to 20 minutes after work getting their paperwork together and they get out of here in 5 minutes or less. So I think that makes them happy and things like that. So it's just, as an owner, you have to keep your eyes on the prize of what will this do for you in a couple months? Not how will it go today?
Absolutely. Yeah. We always say you're in the mushy part, but once you push through, then you're good. You're on the other side.
Yeah. And just keeping that positivity that it will be, we'll make it. So that's the latest thing we did. And it's quite a change and I always love putting new technology in a truck stop because people are, oh yeah, every job's, everything's unique. And then they get here and they're like, oh yeah, we've never done anything like this before. So it's always we're patient and we wait because we know that it doesn't always work out the best way it can. So that it will come through if you push for it. So.
Absolutely. So like I said at the beginning, you're a new NATSO board member. Why did you decide to join the board? One of the things that was one of my goals. I just wanted to be on a board of, something truck stop related because this is just my life. I love it. So, but the main thing I think is that creating the connections and being able to learn from these people on the board and in NATSO itself is so many just really intelligent and successful people that ran truck stops. And I was looking through the board members' bios when I got elected, and I thought, the thing is we're all different of places and people and ages and all that, but a lot of us are the same. We all took business from our dads and stuff like that. So I love those stories. So I'm just excited to be able to learn about how other people do things and how we can all do it better and stuff like that. So. Okay, one last hard question. What is important to you to achieve as a leader at Shoemakers?
This was the hardest question, I have to say. I think, I'll be really broad with it. I want to be successful, but that means in a lot of ways. So I would, I want my employees to enjoy their jobs and stuff like that. I want them to stay with me and to remember this job is something they enjoyed and that they learned things from me or Ryan or Dave or all of us and things like that. But just, successful in a business as well. Once you start getting generations into a business, it's terrifying that you'd be the generation to ruin it. So, so that's always my joke of why my dad's ready to hand it off so he can say he didn't. So there's just a lot of little things. I think I take it day by day. I tell my mom that I only have so much I can do and then we'll get through those things and then we'll go to the next one. So I think I'm young. There's so many places I can go. So that's the exciting part.
Absolutely. Okay. Before I let you go, I have a few fun questions, which I like to just surprise people with. We call this our fast fill episode. What is your go-to on the road snack?
On the road snack, I like Dr. Peppers and Lunchables probably.
Okay. Do you prefer to ride or drive?
Drive.
Okay. And how do you take your truck stop coffee?
Am I terrible if I don't because I drink espresso and we don't sell it?
No, we get that all the time.
So preferably in cappuccino form.
Okay. And then we'll end with a controversial question. Not really controversial, but is it truck stop, travel center, or travel plaza?
Okay, if you're asking me, it's truck stop because that's what I grew up on. It's ingrained in me. But I do think that one of my degrees is communications. And I think that communication is really important in how you say it. So to customers, I think it's a travel center because I think it sounds better and it kind of encompasses more that we're not just where a truck stops, we're where a car stops and we're where they come to do all sorts of things and eat and all, meet your families and all sorts of stuff. So I think that center kind of encompasses it. So.
Absolutely. Okay. All right. Well, thanks for listening to today's episode of Truck Stops Here. You can find us online at natso.com/podcast. If you have any questions, I hope you'll reach out to me at editor@natso.com. Thanks, Raina.
Yep. Thank you.
The Truck Stops Here was brought to you by NATSO, the association representing truck stops and travel centers. Visit natso.com for more information. The Truck Stops Here is produced by NATSO in collaboration with Human Factor. Producers are Amy Toner and Darren Schulte.